Are there aspects to your day that you feel as if you're just, checking the box? Do you ever strive to reach out of your comfort zone, become uncomfortable, and level up? Privileged to be your host, this is Jason Wabick. Now, let's uncheck the box. A great day to everybody out there. Once again, my name is Jason Wabick, host of the Uncheck the Box podcast, where today, another topic in the quest of being the best versions of ourselves that we can be. It's a journey, my friends. It is a journey, and the journey never ends if we're at least playing our cards right? We're pushing forward. We are sprinting to the finish. We're always trying to discover new things and ways that we can better ourselves. With that being said, I did miss a week last week. I did miss a week. Not on purpose. My family and I, we were doing some traveling and did not offer me the ability to get behind the mic. And I will say my commitment in this journey for this year was to hit up once a week. And so I will make it up somewhere, somehow. I will add an additional episode somewhere. We'll have to wait and see, okay? But I pledge that to you. But I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend last weekend. And up here in Buffalo, New York, the weather is just getting gorgeous, right? So long deserved. So hopefully the weather's great in your part of the world. But today we are talking about what active are you? It was a little bit of a teaser title. What active are you? Well, you see, my friends, there's no question that most of us are active. But in this case, it's not physically active. The question is, are you proactive or are you reactive? Now, either are better than not being active in this example, might I say. So, but what is the difference? And what are some of the benefits of being, let's just say, proactive, okay? So, I'll read a snippet that I found out there that I thought clearly describes the difference between the two. A proactive approach focuses on eliminating problems before they have a chance to appear. And a reactive approach is based on responding to events after they have happened. The difference between these two approaches is the perspective each one provides in assessing actions and events. So you see, everybody, we can choose one or the other. We can be reactive. We can be proactive. Before we get into some key takeaways on why we might want to focus on some certain things to become more proactive, what is being reactive? Well, let's look at this. You let the events that occur to you or that happen set your agenda. So in other words, your planning process is all based off of situations that present themselves to you. There's a great analogy that I read on proactivemindfulness.com, and it was about a swimmer, a person that ventured into the ocean and was tackling waves or tides. In this case here, each new wave in the tides of life catch you by surprise. You react to stay afloat and you don't see them coming, so you're always in moments of stress and, again, trying to stay alive, stay afloat. Versus being proactive, okay, you are more apt to see these waves coming, okay, and you attack the choppy waters a little bit differently. You game plan for that turbulent waters to be forthcoming. You're in tune with them and not desperately trying to escape them. Consider it a dance. You're dancing with them, right? So, again, our choice, the strategy is a little bit different, but in one way, it's more of a flight or fight response. And the other way is attacking it with a game plan that potentially could allow us to get through those waves. So I thought that was a great analogy. Again, I said this in episode 1. I'm an analogy guy. I think it makes situations real, right? And so I read that, and it really did sit well with me. So key takeaways. I think everybody would agree that in moments it would be ideal for us to be proactive, right? Now, we're not going to always see things coming our way. Let's be real here, okay? And let's not kid ourselves. None of us can predict the future. We can try to plan for what potentially can happen. You know, that whole plan for the worst, expect the best kind of thing, right? But again, just that. We can plan for the worst. We can, plan that uneasy situation is going to be the situation at hand, and if it turns out better, great, right? So key takeaways. Proactive and reactive are the same thing. You just do the reacting ahead of time. Okay, bingo. It just hits it right there. Being proactive is the ability to anticipate the future and react accordingly. Ask yourselves, what can possibly happen, and react to it. You may lack that intelligence or information at this time. We already talked about that because we're not going to be able to predict the future, right? But that's how we learn, right? That's how we make mistakes. That's how we experience failure, because we anticipate, one way, or we don't see something coming our way because of lack of intelligence or information, and it ends up putting us in a reactive situation. But now, because we've experienced that, we are now more intelligent and we have more information for the next time. True statement, right, everybody? It's easier and takes less energy, my friends, to be reactive and wait for the problem to occur. That's why so many of us get drawn into the reactiveness, because it's easier, it's less energy. We don't have to plan for it, right? You could have prevented the problem, though, if you would have taken early action versus waiting for it. Sometimes you're too late in the moment and the problem arises. Okay? Everybody, yes, being reactive is less energy. But last I checked, anything that is worth the result, it's worth putting the energy into. So let's be that better planner and use our energy wisely. Issues become non-issues. Another great takeaway. You'll spend more time planning and strategizing versus dealing with the emergencies. By squashing the problem before they arise, you will conserve valuable time by not having to fix or redo everything in a heightened, stressful state. True statement, right? Another one, everybody, and we've talked about this already, plan ahead. Okay, do you have a plan for your day for success? If so, what is it? I work with sales consultants, and this is something we focus on a great deal. When it comes to acquiring clients especially, we can do one of two things. We can sit at our desks and wait for the clients to come to us. And what if they don't show up that day? Okay? And we punch the clock and we go home. Especially if you're in a sales arena, okay, and you're more of a bonus structure or commission-based salary or income, okay? If nobody shows up that day, you didn't make a paycheck. So are we going to wait for it to come to us, or are we going to put forth a plan? Yes, that does require energy, time, and commitment, that we can go out and bring the business to us. We need to have a plan, and we have to execute ideal priority management, because that time that we have throughout the day, okay, is finite. We've talked about that as well. So what are we doing with our time? Do we have a great plan for success? Yes, we will make mistakes, but at least we're executing a plan, which is going to be better than reacting to what comes in front of us. Another one. Do you take action or wait to get acted upon? Being proactive requires you to take responsibility for your situation, my friends. Okay, nobody else. You take responsibility for it. Once again, it is our choice. Speaking of choice, I saw a couple graphs, and of course, with this being audio, I can't share that with you, but I can give you a vision. So on one side, we have the reactive mindset. So we have the stimulus, And then we have a response, right? So the stimulus presents itself, we respond because that's what's being reactive. The proactive mindset, we still have the stimulus, but before we get to the response, we have freedom of choice. Okay? So to be more proactive would be, okay, I'm in this situation. Now let me choose my response versus quickly acting. You know, we talked a few weeks back about us becoming a product of our environment. So a lot of times if we're in negative situations, it's our choice whether or not we become negative or defensive, or we spin it into a positive. That whole emotional contagion episode, if you haven't listened to it, go back. It was awesome. But it's all about us defining our response to a situation that's presented to us, being more proactive. By not taking responsibility, we tend to make excuses. And we get into trouble when we do not pay attention and recognize that gap in between the stimulus and the response. Remember, everybody, we have the choice to decide. So what are we saying to ourselves in this situation, right? The last good takeaway here. What are we saying? The reactive mindset are saying things like, there's nothing I can do. That's just the way I am. Or that's just the way that it is. He makes me so mad. I can't. If only. You know, things like that, right? We speak that to ourselves in our brain, and then even worse, we speak it out of our lips. But the proactive mindset says things like this. Let's look at our alternatives. I can choose a different approach. I choose. I prefer. I will. My friends, I'll leave it on that note. Mic drop, right? Definitely, if we think it, let's speak it. The more proactive we are in our thoughts and our words, in our actions, the more success we will enjoy and the more fulfilled life we will live. And the better person we're going to be, not only to ourselves, but to others. My friends, I always appreciate you. Let me send some gratitude, right? Let me send some gratitude your way. Appreciate the time that you spend. I truly hope, and I say it every week, I truly hope you have a great day and a phenomenal rest of your week. And we will see you next time where we will continue this journey together. Have a great day, everybody.